Hello, I'm Katie. You may remember me from such hit radio-free radio programs as Kanye Deprogrammed and Outkast Deprogrammed. What would you do if Chad moved and didn't go to this school anymore? Do you daydream of Chad holding you and kissing you? Do you like Tupac? Do you really think he's dead? If you can relate to love and hip-hop teen white privilege Richmond edition, then join us at Angst, Friday, May 5th at 1701 Baltic Avenue in the Virginia Beach 5 District. We'll see you there.
It's a new
show.
Yes, it is.
You've heard all the other wrestling programs. Now it's time to listen to the guys who aren't booties. Now
It's hashtag Wrestlepals.
Oh, hey! Hey, Justin, it's been ages since I've seen you done anything with you on air.
Yeah, really.
It's been like a full week almost.
I feel like I've seen nothing but you, and for days.
Oh, you poor man. Hey, everybody, it's hashtag Wrestlepals. I'm, No. Never give yourself top billing. Look who's over there. It's hashtag Wrestlepal Justin.
I'm excited.
What does that sound?
That's excitement. I'm excited.
Okay. I'm a hashtag Wrestlepal Nate. Listen to what sounds I make. Oh, gee, don't hit me with those. Watch where you're pointing those spooky fingers. Can I get spooky? I want spooky fingers. I don't want the other thingy. Give me some more spooky fingers. Oh. Doesn't feel good. I feel like you've taken all my mystical powers away now.
Sorry, me, bro.
God, I can't do this. You got to keep these two together.
Mm-hmm.
Pull in the pinky.
It's the exact opposite of too sweet.
Pull in the. It's like causing me pain.
I know.
Here.
But the more you do it.
Ow! Ow! Now he's just gonna spooky finger me. That sounds awful.
That is terrible. You want to work on that phrasing, I think.
Hashtag spooky finger me. Somewhere Fredo was like, yeah, I'd like to spooky finger her. It's like, all right, we know.
We get it. Hey, thanks, Good Morning You Drunks, for sharing our photo, or our video.
Hey, they do that.
It may have been me.
What? Don't ruin the magic by doing your spooky fingers. See, look, you're ruining all the magic with your goddamn spooky fingers. Stop it! Oh. People are not going to believe we're inside of a real animated wrestling ring.
You know what?
Don't spooky finger the wrestler. The spooky finger. Watch, it'll go away. Hold on. No, not me. The ring down below us here. Spooky finger. It went away. Look at that.
You're welcome.
Is that what you want? Just two guys in black shirts?
No.
I want animated
Mine's
wrestling
the
ring.
gloom shirt.
Yeah, mine's dirty. Whatever, man. It's on.
Can you tell that we were super excited about WWE's Payback pay-per-view? Easy for me to say.
WWE's backpack.
Yeah.
Buy it on the shop.
I promise. We'll talk about it in a second.
We will.
We'll get there.
It's not the worst thing that's ever happened.
No, it's really not. It was fine. But it also wasn't the greatest thing that ever happened.
Man, see, look,
it was a thing.
We've come into this show. We're very positive wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
We like what we like, and if we don't like it, we're not going to talk about it. If it doesn't catch our interest, we're not going to talk about it. We should let it go.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's big, and you have to talk about it. And Raw's making you sad. Just Raw in general.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
always
getting better. I feel it's getting better. I feel it's going to get better.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing I've said since the brand split.
Uh-huh.
Is I love the players. I love the people that are involved.
But you hate the game. Also, don't get high on your own supply.
Okay. I like the players that they're using. I like the pieces.
Ew.
And it might be easy. It might be better to just read the spoilers because then you're reading, oh man, this guy's doing stuff, cool.
Uh-huh.
As opposed to watching it and see where they go with it, and then that is exactly the word. I think it's just kind of, it is what it is.
Oh no!
And I think that's
anytime somebody says it is what it is, it's usually bad.
I mean, it just the brand split. SmackDown Live excelled. They made a change. Raw just kind of visually changed.
SmackDown does the best of taking whatever it's given and making the best possible show it can out of it. And it's done that amazingly well this time. And they've done that in the past, and it's just this time they've done it even better than they have before.
Yeah.
I care about Primo and Epica.
Dude, don't you?
Oh, man, they look like rough, tough dudes.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Properly. Like, before, it's like, oh, yeah, Primo shines. Not that they wouldn't have been able to beat me up at an airport before, because they would have. Individually, they would have. Now, I go in there thinking, oh, man, they could beat me up at an airport. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
It's fine. But yeah, SmackDown has a way of making you care and making everybody a big deal. There's nobody that isn't a big deal over on SmackDown. Raw.
Just nobody really feels like a big deal.
That's rough. I mean, I don't know if that necessarily says anything about the treatment of the characters or treatment of the storylines over there. It's just that if that's the overall feeling, how does that change? How do you bring that around? How do you improve on that? What is it that would make you excited about it?
Well, the question is, are they going to? Do I bother continuing to invest? At this point, it's been 3 weeks since I've watched an episode of Monday Night Raw.
Wow.
I haven't gone that long without watching a Raw in God knows how long. And here's the thing. I've always said that if you're not enjoying it, don't watch it, because that makes sense.
Right.
I don't want to be one of those guys that's just bitching.
Yeah.
Watching it to bitch.
We've always hated that.
And yes, we do this show. But we can either report on, whatever we read about. We can do that. I'd prefer not to. This is why, last week when Fredo called, we got in depth with Raw. It's like I didn't watch it. I can't get in depth with it.
And we end up talking like theory at that point,
right? And
which is fine. I like the speculation aspect of it too. Which
talking theory versus talking quote unquote shop, like we know everything. And I guess, maybe got a little back padding here. Maybe that's what separates us. That's what sets us apart. But I don't want to become that show that feels like, well, we do a wrestling show, we have to watch Raw.
Right.
If Raw's not exciting me anymore, I'm not going to watch it. And at this point, 3 weeks now, pretty much since the Superstar shakeup, I've been out. I've been completely checked out. Fredo called me yesterday to talk about Payback. And he could just tell, he's like, at one point, first he asks me and I'm like, that's pretty much what I said. And
right.
It was a fine pay-per-view. I'm not running it down. It was fine. Overall I enjoyed myself. There's plenty to talk about with it. Plenty of really good things happened. Even some actually great things. Some great things I wasn't even really expecting.
Nobody saw that fridge coming.
Nobody saw the fridge except for you, because it was yours.
No, the stove is mine.
Oh yes,
we'll get to
that's
that.
Right. I don't know, man.
This is all. I like this as a beginning segment here of the state of us as wrestling fans. I think.
I feel like I think this is good for me as a wrestling fan, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't want to be that guy.
You analyze what you like and analyze what you're not feeling, and you figure out what you're going to do about it. In this case, you've taken Raw out of your viewership, and you're going to watch 98 Nitro instead, which is an interesting call. But it's a call, and I can respect that.
Can I tell you where I am in 98 Nitro?
Of course you can.
Because I'm about to watch Road Wild 98.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what happens there?
What happens there?
This is what they've been building towards since Bash at the Beach. Now, Bash at the Beach, you'll remember, was Hogan and Rodman versus DDP and Karl Malone.
Right.
So the next month, no sign of Karl Malone, but Hogan and DDP are still feuding.
Right.
So they've got to bring in two other players as opposed to the basketball. So Eazy-E, Eric Bischoff.
Oh, God, I was going to say.
Starts doing.
It's a very different.
Eazy-E, Eric Bischoff, starts doing the Tonight Show ripoff on Nitro. and calling out Jay Leno.
Smart. I don't know.
I'm at Hog Wild, Road Wild, whatever the frick it's called, 98.
Buck Wild. Buck Nasty.
The main event, Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff
Oh, boy. Versus
Diamond Dallas Page, who's really, he's climbed up the ranks, and Jay Leno.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. This is the main event programming.
I like...
Nitro.
I'm fine with football players getting involved unless it's Gronk. I'm fine with basketball players getting involved. These are people that are fans of sports and entertainment, and they bridge the gap fine. From sports to entertainment, and then into sports entertainment, I can buy. Entertainment into sports, not so much.
After
We've had the same thing with Jon Stewart playing around in WWE, and you know what? I admire the fact that it's like, I'm going to be a bad guy. That was awesome. I appreciate that. Though the Arrow dude, Amel, did...
dude.
He was very good.
Yeah, he was great.
That's somebody
Arguably one of the best.
That's somebody that grew up as a wrestling fan.
For sure. I think he's from Toronto. So, like, that was...
Dude.
yeah, cool.
He's from Winnipeg, you idiot. What's wrong with you?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to send that tweet. Just a reminder. Chris Jericho is in town with Fozzy this week.
Word.
And, after Angst, which is this Friday at 1701 in the Vibe District of Virginia Beach, 1701 Baltic Avenue. Make sure you go out. It's people
gonna be there.
Embracing the embarrassment. We may have a thing to do after
God.
Angst.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying. He's
Secret
in town.
stuff? Okay, we'll save secret talk for off it.
I would like to do that, is all I'm saying. And Jericho, I just sent you the phone number. If you want to give us a call, 757-525-3276. If you want to chat about anything in wrestling, you yourself, Chris Jericho, or anybody else really wants to call in, we're willing to talk about it. And if you can't tell, we're just trying to delay the inevitable because we don't really want to talk about Payback, but we have to talk about Payback.
All right.
Do we dive in? Is this where we dive in? I want to make it as unsmooth as possible.
Well, okay, look, as far as smoothness goes, is there any other people from the realm of entertainment that have bridged the gap into wrestling that you liked?
No.
Maria Menounos?
She wasn't too bad. Snooki wasn't as bad as I thought she was going to be
Snooki
either.
put in some work,
Yeah.
which is funny because she never does anything on any of the shows. And then she said, like, wrestling? I can do this shit. I can do a 4-foot back handspring. Sweet.
RoboCop was terrible.
Well, that's not really That's RoboCop being RoboCop. They wouldn't let him shoot people.
Oh.
He would have been fine. Submit, dirtbag. Would have been great.
Man, Malone was terrible after watching this.
Well, he was gonna be terrible.
Yeah, but I remember it fondly because number one, I loved the NWO. I freaking loved it, and then it was followed by Leno, which even at the time I'm like, wait, he's giving Hogan selling the armbar. Can't wait to see that.
Jay Leno, tough guy. Tough guy.
What a tough dude.
Any other people from the realm of entertainment that you'd like to see involved? Well, would you say that Insane Clown Posse was entertainers before they were?
Before they were wrestlers?
They had to be wrestling fans growing up.
Totally. Yeah, and they actually did the thing. Like they actually got their wrestling licenses. They learned how to. They were never good at it, but they learned how to wrestle.
They got their wrestlers learning permits. They went to the wrestler school.
Yeah,
wrestling. They passed. They got an 80.
They have their own promotion, Juggalo Championship. It used to be Championship Wrestling, but now it's Juggalo Championship Wrestling. The P.
Smart. You want to be family friendly,
I guess. With wrestlers like Evil Dead
and Weed Man still there.
Oh, maybe.
Probably dead.
Probably
arrested. Probably tried to hop a flight to the UK.
I feel like on one of the JCWs, like volume 2 or 3, I feel like Chris Hero versus CM Punk was on it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because at the time they were doing that match everywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere that they could.
It's beautiful. Hearing the stories of like CM Punk and Colt Cabana taking a match everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, we do this. It's just masterful because you've heard like territory stories before how someone will have a 6-8 week run and then we send him off to the other place, build him up to be torn down, and then he's on to the new he gets to go be a monster elsewhere, and and stuff like that. It's always great hearing those stories from the other end of it, the wrestler end of it, as, hey, we're going to travel around the territories and build little programs and play it everywhere we can, make as much money off of it we can, and get our names out there.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing.
I'm almost positive that happened at a JCW.
I'm
a
sure.
JCW ring.
I
know Chris Hero definitely wrestled for them. I know Truth Martini wrestled for them. He wrestled for them as himself in like a battle royal, and then he wrestled as Doink the Clown.
Of course. Beautiful. Well done.
They kept calling him Doink the Fucks. There was like several people. This was before Matt Bourne passed. And many people were painted up as Doink the Fucks. I'm
sure.
And they had to wrestle the Insane Clown Posse.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds great.
It was.
I'm sure it wasn't, but I'm sure.
I mean, the wrestling's, especially in that first one, is awful because they're like wrestling in this super plush like boxing ring instead of like an actual wrestling ring.
This is like no give.
Yeah, so it's
You ain't dropping me, buddy.
the wrestling's pretty terrible.
That's fine. See, I think you and I, we appreciate good wrestling,
Yeah,
and there are people that are all about wrestling who watch the goofy stuff and are like, oh, this is ruining everything. And there's people that like the goofy stuff that don't care about their wrestling as much, as long as it's colorful characters. I think you and I can. I think we're happy fans because we can go, hey, that's really great. I'm gonna focus on that. I'm gonna forgive this awful wrestling because this is so ridiculous that I enjoy it.
well, the thing is, like, people be loving, last year the Broken Universe, right? The Broken Universe is no better or worse than JCW.
Nope.
It's
just a matter of how much you believe it.
It's all wackiness.
And there's nobody that doesn't believe Matt Hardy believes.
Yeah, right.
So good.
Well, and also, this was a promo, but JCW also has, I think it was in Volume 2, Honky Tonk Man sitting there, and there's just a bunch of people sitting around him because the Honky Tonk Man says so, juggalos. And the commentary's ridiculous.
Oh my god!
It's just fun. That's all it is. It's wrestling, not great, but it is fun to watch. Again, Evil Dead was their first champion, and it was Joe Bruce, Violent J, his brother, Jump Steady, in a mask, just pretending to be a dead body.
What?
Yeah, just pretending to be a dead body. So he'd come out and just like kind of flop around, and
Jesus Christ!
and he was their first champion.
Of course,
it was amazing.
Well done.
It was fun. Again, just fun. Stupid can be fun, but stupid can also be stupid. Stupid can be bad.
I like stupid.
And Payback could have been bad.
Look, I was going to make it just a total hackneyed transition.
Yeah.
I was going to break and say, well, the fun is done. Payback was the scene.
You're welcome. I was trying to make it a little bit smoother.
No, you did. You were doing great. You were working it. It's like, let's just go.
Just run all over me.
Come on, man. We got to do this. You got stretched? You feel limber? Feel good? Ready to talk about this?
Now, look, again, Payback was a good pay-per-view. Like, I don't feel like I wasted my time. The biggest strike they had going against them was the fact that I wasn't sold going in. And that's a television problem. That's Raw's problem. The matches are always and will always be fine. All of these matchups on paper are outstanding. It's even starting with the rematch for the U.S. Championship. This was the open. It felt weird though, because it was Owens versus Jericho for the United States Championship, and it felt weird.
Well, because this is something that I think Payback suffers from, and honestly, a lot of other things are suffering from right now. It's superstar shake-up cleanup.
Yeah,
because this was supposed to be a Raw pay-per-view, and there was a lot of not Raw on there, which was fine, but it felt very disjointed. If you told me this was a Raw show, I'd be like, what? No, what? No. I don't know if I'm doing a Ray Romano or if I'm doing a walk-in. But they're both awful.
Right off the jump, Owens, since the shakeup, has been on SmackDown.
Right.
And they've even put him into a program with Styles.
And it's already been fun, man. It's already been...
The goddamn face of America has been one of the best things I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
But no more, first of all. Crushed, because Chris Jericho won, and the stip was that the winner's going to go to SmackDown. Okay, I can understand that, I guess. So the United States Championship will be a SmackDown Championship. I can dig it. Here's the thing, though.
What's up?
We've just invested 3 weeks into Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles.
Uh-huh.
Is Kevin Owens leaving SmackDown?
Oh, that would be terrible. Teasing us with no, it's he's stuck doing cleanup.
So we brought him over just for him to lose to Jericho, who is about to go on tour with Fozzy. Mm-hmm. Like literally, like the first date is this Friday here in Virginia Beach.
Ah, boy.
So I imagine we're
going to get a rematch tonight.
Yeah.
And Owens will take it back, and it'll be brutal, and this will be the Savage send-off beating.
So this was...
Which they could have already had, and they built on very well, and it was the end, man.
So was this just their way of putting Jericho on SmackDown?
I guess.
Why didn't they just put him in the shake-up?
But again, it feels like... and that would have been a great little thing. We're going to take Owens, and we're also going to take Jericho. So the winner, no matter what happens, we're getting that U.S. title.
Yeah.
Since you took Dean, we're going to take both of these two. It would have been great. But, yeah, it's...
I guess they needed the match for Payback?
I get... But again, it's again, this is a Raw pay-per-view, so it feels like this is a Raw directive.
Mm-hmm. With nothing
just
to
making
do with Raw.
making the most off of... nothing Raw, except Jericho kind of... But he's not fighting for Raw. He's just fighting Owens. And whoever wins is going over to SmackDown.
Yeah.
And then it feels like both characters are torn down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we know that Jericho's leaving-ish. And we know that Owens is going to stay there. And you have the AJ Owens storyline already being teased and played with. And it feels like all of that just gets stepped on immediately.
Now, is that Raw just being shitty?
I don't know. And it's also part of, are they trying to make sure they're not predictable? There was a whole thing with the right before, what was the pay-per-view right before Mania?
Fastlane.
End of the block. That's right.
Fastlane was the last one, right?
And where it was a whole lot of lead-in of, why did Bayley win? She shouldn't have won, and a whole lot of that kind of deal. Where it's like, why did Nia lose? That's weird. No, this is what matters to me, Bayley and Nia. But it feels like they're going out of their way to be unpredictable.
Yeah.
Even if it's at the expense of storyline.
And the expense of the quote-unquote B show, which is way outperforming the A show.
I guess. Though, I feel like... Again, I feel like Payback is the... cleanup time.
Yes.
I feel like we're finally getting the proper send-offs for everybody. Everybody's going to be they're at where they're going to be now.
Yeah.
Now we can finally move on a little bit. But it didn't have to be so dirty, man. It didn't have to be so foul. Because Jericho could have taken a savage beating and left. Mm-hmm. And then say, nah, I'm here on SmackDown now. And been a surprise return whenever he comes to return. Now, unless he's still looking to do half dates here and there, back and forth between intermingled with the beginnings of the Fozzy tour, that's fine. That's cool. But Owens looks a little smaller. Yet again,
you had somebody who was
Owens legitimized himself with just mic work.
Yeah.
Comes over to SmackDown, fresh start. I'm clean. I'm building up. I'm big. The beard's back on Raw, not holding me back anymore. This is great. And I'm pretty sure that was part of the draft thing. I had a whole theory in my head. I'm not going to bore you with it. The entire shakeup was all about beards. And that's why Bray had to go over to Raw.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Because Kevin Owens was coming over, and then they decided they're going to keep the beard on Raw. But Owens was still going over, so they had to send Bray. So they kept Bray and Owens' beard. And that kind of evened out because Braun has that giant beard. And that's why, and it was all going to be good because you're going to have Owens and Harper with the big beards on SmackDown. Rowan came back. What do we do? You can keep Owens. Beard's got to go back to Raw. This is what I do in the car all day.
Two people were getting legitimate boos.
Uh-huh.
Jinder Mahal.
Wonderful.
And he will continue to do so. And Kevin Owens. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll see.
Bad man.
Kevin Owens is excellent at what he does. So I think it's possible, probable, hopefully likely that he can continue to get boos. Mm-hmm. But why would you rub that out? There's no reason to. And also, devaluing the United States Championship in
Yeah.
the meantime. Look, man, I love Jericho. I love this match. This was a really good match. It was a hot open. It just, the whole thing felt weird between the whole SmackDown, like the SmackDown Live thing,
Right.
which again, apparently it appears like according to what they were saying at the pay-per-view, Owens is staying on SmackDown Live.
Okay.
So like there was no ramifications to Raw in this match.
Yeah.
None. Period. The commentary, weird.
Yeah. You know what? I think that'll get better in time because who do we have on there? We had
Book.
Booker,
Cole.
who's taking the place of Otunga
Right.
for the
time
time being. Otunga, not Otunga, Graves and Cole, right?
Right.
I just don't feel like that dynamic's quite there. I think it can be better. And from the sounds of people talking about Raw last night, again, haven't a chance to sneak in Raw.
I don't know
yet.
if I'm gonna.
Well, I've got the recap stuff, and we can discuss that a little bit
Yeah.
if we want. But Payback's gonna keep us busy. But as it doesn't feel like they quite clicked with their dynamic yet because big person missing last night. I missed him a lot,
Yeah.
or missing on a Payback. Saxton.
Yeah, dude.
And you don't realize how good somebody is at something when you're constantly hearing how terrible they are until they're gone. With Saxton gone, we had two major holes in the announce decks.
Yeah.
One was Graves didn't have anybody to fire at and crap on because Graves is being respectful to Book because Book is a legend
Yeah.
and his analysis is going to be with years of experience behind it. Graves can't come out and crap on that, and you got Michael Cole there who's doing the play-by-play and doing the so there's no room to crap on Cole. So Graves has got to take shots at the competitors at best, and that's not his place right now. His place is the playfulness, and Graves does an amazing job of building people up when he's tearing down somebody else. It's crapping on Saxton to make the people in the ring look good, to build what's happening in the ring, to build the action, and to build the characters. And Saxton plays an amazing part of that. And even in NXT, Phillips played an amazing part of that, with Graves being able to play off of that. And it just haven't hit that dynamic. And honestly, I think that would be fine with Otunga too,
Yeah, and
because Otunga will take the beating.
Yeah,
'Cause
well-
you've seen him do that with JBL. Graves does JBL better than JBL does.
Totally.
JBL,
'Cause
because
he doesn't go
JBL
as harsh.
feels. This has nothing to do with any of the bullying or the Morrow stuff. JBL feels like he's mean for the sake of mean, and to get kind of himself a little bit of I don't want to say over, but
that's the word.
But that's the word. It's to get him up and get him noticed at the not in spite of or at the expense of, but indifferent to what's going on in the ring. Graves always ties it back.
Well, and JBL has done it at times at the expense of, like, the Ascension comes to mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, God, yes.
He
At best, he's indifferent to the action,
Yeah.
but at worst, that.
he completely derailed the Ascension. And I hated it at the time. And, thinking back at it,
I was
still hate
excited.
it. I loved those guys.
Still do.
They still haven't recovered. They've had a couple moments in the sun, but they still haven't recovered from it. Like, what, 2 years later?
Oh, God.
It's ridiculous.
Surf dudes with attitudes, I'm telling you, man. It's going to be great. And the other hole that Saxton leaves is... Okay, we'll get to that. in a
Yeah,
little bit.
it'll be later on.
I'll tell you the other Saxton hole in a little bit.
Now, before we move on, I guess it's worth mentioning the pre-show. I didn't see the match, Enzo and Cass versus the Club. I didn't see the match at all, but I did see Finn Balor was on Miz TV. I don't want to say it was a snooze fest, but that's exactly what Matt called it.
Matt's a far more critical eye
Yeah.
than we. We're willing to forgive. I forgive anything. Justin forgives most anything.
Yeah,
We'll find the good in it somewhere.
it's great to see the entrance again because I haven't been watching Raw, so I haven't seen his entrance.
Was the energy just down? Is that kind of what it... again, we'd have to talk to Matt about that. But, yeah, it's just... Balor hasn't established... He hasn't reestablished himself.
You want to know what it was for me?
What?
Miz has spent the last almost year on SmackDown working his ass off, getting heat, and improving his wrestling.
Yes.
And they utilize it by doing a talking segment. I don't have a problem with Miz TV. I think it's a good vehicle more often than not to move a storyline.
Right.
Balor looks like he's about to be intertwined with Bray. So why are we locking horns with Miz on Miz TV?
Yeah, it feels like the short-sightedness of the Raw writing. This felt like Raw writing. In the moment, what can we do now?
Let's put him on Miz TV.
Not where we're going to go, because the plan was going into Monday night. They had a three-way for the number one contendership for the Intercontinental title,
right?
And so you have to. They're just trying to force that little bit of tension between Balor and Miz. You don't need an entire segment on a pay-per-view to do that.
No. I would have,
it's not a good introduction for Balor. Balor doesn't need to talk yet. That's not that. While he's not weak on that, you go back and watch the old shithead Prince Devitt Bullet Club stuff. He's not weak on it.
No,
but it's a muscle he doesn't need to be flexing at the moment. He can just still be the mysterious guy with the sweet ass jacket.
And again, that entrance tells so many stories for him.
Yes.
Like the entrance alone. I mean, you think about the Undertaker. The Undertaker never had to have too many promo segments. How many times did Undertaker appear on Miz TV? He has that entrance. The entrance tells enough of the story. Look, man. Again, this wasn't a bad thing. It just it was weird. It didn't feel right.
It's a mishandling of the character, and you're relegating Miz to pre-show talk segment. And you're putting Balor there, who still hasn't felt like he's had the comeback yet. Yeah, it still feels like he's not treading water, but he's like getting his feet wet a little bit.
Yeah.
And if this was the here's some character, who's supposed to get some character, I'm not feeling like I'm getting that at all from this segment.
You know, the one of the best things was Miz asks if he and Maurice can join the Balor Club.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's kind of a club decision. And he goes, what do you guys think? Can Miz and Maurice join? And the club says no. You know, it was fun. It was a fun little thing.
I like that. To be able to interact and manipulate the audience is necessary because he knows what answers he's going to get.
Yeah.
You never ask the audience if you don't know what the answer is already going to be.
Right.
You watch Cena manipulate the crowd. You watch The Rock manipulate the crowd. That's what they're doing. They're making you answer, but they already know what answer they're going to get from you.
Exactly. All right, so we talked about Jericho and Owens. Again, it was a fine match. Jericho regains the U.S. Championship, goes over to SmackDown, and it appears Owens is going to as well, so good thing we had that match on a Raw pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Austin Aries up next, taking on Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. This was actually a good spot for this. I'm glad they didn't wait till later in the card.
Yeah, it's good building up the high energy, and I feel like they've. I want them to build the 205 brand like SmackDown has done with the women's division. I want to see the 205 brand build like that, with the two guys elevating an entire division, and everybody works hard. Everybody's working hard on 205 Live, but they get this match, which they've played a few times already. I feel like we're just getting Aries and Neville, and that's the division. And everyone else is kind of an afterthought, which kind of stinks.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I have faith in... No, I don't.
No, you don't. Hello, Fredo. Fredo says, it's the hashtag Wrestlepals. He's in the Facebook chat. He's actually in town. He's going to be on Deprogrammed tonight.
Oh, that's terrifying.
We're talking about the monkeys on Deprogrammed.
Oh, fantastic.
It's going to be fun times.
DW Washburn. Going down?
Austin Aries defeats Neville.
Yeah.
By disqualification.
God damn it.
Neville
has been the dominant king of the cruiserweights.
Yeah.
And he's here kind of chicken shitting his way to keeping the title. And I get it. Aries is the strong competitor who's actually going to give him a run for his money.
And you got to do what you got to do to keep the championship.
Sure.
But that's not how he got here.
This would have been a great Raw match.
Yeah.
Amazing Raw match. This is your conclusion on a pay-per-view, meaning you're definitely going to get either this built to a bigger stip match on a 205 Live, which is going to just wane and be gone, or saving it all the way to the next pay-per-view, the next Raw pay-per-view.
Which I don't even know what it is. Is
Yeah.
it Great Balls of Fire?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because I think that's actually a pay-per-view title coming up. I guess before we move on, is part of this fatigue, do you think, on our part?
No, because we still end up excited for SmackDown. And we still end up excited for other things outside of the WWE universe, you know?
So it's not
It's got some Raw stink, baby.
it's not fatigue just from so much WWE programming that we've made our choice. Because that's one of the things we talked about initially after the brand split was, are they going to try to force us to choose? Because some people have no problems with Raw, and that's awesome. I'm
great.
glad.
Yes.
I'm really glad because I'll take that over people just shitting all over it all the time.
That's something you have to ask with WWE. Is this on purpose? And almost always it is. Very rarely does something accidentally happen and they don't immediately at least capitalize on it.
Yeah.
So, are we being pushed this direction?
Are they losing anything by pushing me out of watching Raw?
Nah, because
I still have the network.
I still stand by what the Raw is the bringer show. It's the attraction show. It's where the biggest of the big boys come to play. These monsters among men, if you will.
Oh.
These just giant, like you could easily find them in a cage somewhere in a weird zoo. That's these animals just unleashed upon each other. That's what Raw ends up being. Meanwhile, SmackDown feels like the wrestling show with the better characters. It's different characters, more humanistic characters. It's
Sense of purpose again being the I feel like again that's the biggest difference between the shows.
Raw is Michael Bay and SmackDown's Tarantino, which is weird
Substance.
considering you're getting the more character development on the shorter show with the better action, but you're getting the event, you're getting the spectacle on Raw.
Yeah.
And you and I aren't as impressed with the spectacle anymore,
You know,
which is fine.
yeah.
But if you're 7 years old, and you're excited. This 7-foot monster is going to run in there and is going to slap up against somebody else. It's like, wow, these are the biggest people I've ever seen before. It's amazing, and that can draw you in. And the casual fan isn't going to want to see just a couple regular dudes. Not that they're regular dudes; they're all in amazing shape. But
Yeah, these guys are other than Owens.
yeah,
But even he's
he's in amazing shape.
yeah.
He'll fold you in half like a lawn chair, like old lawn chair.
Look, that dude is like our size and he like gets around like he doesn't get winded. It's insane. That's just insane to think about.
Yes, because he's in tremendous shape.
Yeah.
But despite what
We are
his
just
appearance
shapes.
yes, we are inside, not doing things. It's fine. But Raw is the spectacle.
Yeah.
SmackDown is the wrestling show. 205 Live is again more spectacle with wrestling. It's your flippy stuff, and it's just, and then every pay-per-view ends up being an event because it all ends up okay. And then they're reformatting what those are. They're not as big and crazy as they used to be.
No, they're not. Other than the major ones.
And it's not a bad thing because they've changed their pay model to almost make you feel like they're not as big as they were. But this is a problem because when they were really ramping up like the Monday Night Wars, WCW and WWE, just a goddamn pay-per-view every few weeks, man.
Yeah.
Both of them constantly going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth till you hit fatigue, and none of them felt big anymore. Even the Manias never felt quite as big, and those were the big ones that they tried to push. They give a little space on the other side of it, but I feel like by pulling back on the pay-per-views a little bit, not number-wise, but the size, the spectacle of it, Mania felt huge this year.
Yeah, it did.
And you know what? SummerSlam comes around, it's going to feel pretty damn big.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble comes out, it's going to feel big.
Shoot, even Survivor
other
Series.
ones.
Even Survivor Series last
Yes.
year with Goldberg and Lesnar.
'Cause
felt huge.
It had the opportunity to push back. So the fact that we lose interest here and there may not be the worst thing in the world, as long as it's still front of mind but not something that's a passion project that you have to get there to.
Right.
It's available for consumption, and for the most part, we're going to consume.
Mm-hmm.
But it isn't a must-have, and that allows, because that's what the felt like was the culmination of the Monday night thing. Everybody telling you everything had to be consumed, and everything was more over the top than the day before, and it was damn near daily almost.
And Jay Leno.
And it lost its importance because everything was so important.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they can pull back and there's still fantastic content for you to consume without it being must consume. The fact that you can miss a Monday Night Raw. You would never be able to miss a Raw back then.
No, dude.
But now it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're still consuming, but it might be spoilers. But you consume at the level that'll keep you excited. And I think they're finding a sweet spot of how can we keep everybody amped enough to remain subscribed to the network. Because that's the model now. They're not having to wedge $40 out of your pocket every month.
No.
It's the fire and forget it. But we're going to keep you just happy enough. And then 4 times a year, you're going to get a goddamn spectacle. And we're going to bring new people in, and we're going to get you excited for it. And that is worth $9.99 a month.
Absolutely.
And it's so I feel like when they initially were changing that business model, it was like, oh, I don't know if this is right or smart. But nah, man, they've changed the entire. They haven't just changed what they're aiming for. Or just the base plan. They've changed everything. Everything's different now than it was, and it's good.
And we'll talk a little bit more about things coming to the network probably next hour because we unfortunately we got to finish up this talk about Payback.
That's fine.
So up next, Raw Tag Team Championship match. It's the Hardy Boys taking on Sheamus and Cesaro. Mm-hmm. Really good match.
Very good, and I love just. When we watch with the smaller shows, again, this is different. We don't have to gather together for it.
Right.
We jump in our little Slack channel, little text conversation between all of us. Hashtag Wrestlepals Matt, wherever he may be. God rest his soul. Still recovering from the press.
Still recovering from press.
Not
alive anymore.
We jump in there and we can we chat during every move against Matt Hardy. One of us has to jump in. You think that broke him?
Is he broken?
Did that break him? Did that break Matt?
Literally every single move.
Every single move.
Oh, is he broken now?
And I was like, oh, stop it. What is this? What is it? And then I got to the giant swing. I was like, I'm going to put it in. It's my turn.
Is he broken?
I think that broke him. Pretty sure. It turned out no. No, not yet. But Sheamus did break Jeff Hardy's tooth.
Jeez, didn't he though?
Oh, my God. I forget it. Somebody. What? I think it was Brian Alvarez. There was a clip of him out there bitching about it, and he was right. No. Because if you go back and look at it, Jeff Hardy isn't moving.
Oh.
He's presenting perfectly to take a kick. All Sheamus has to do is either kick him in the chest, kick him in the shoulder. The man, Jeff Hardy's giving you his head, saying, hey, don't kill me, and Sheamus killed him. And you see the tooth fly out, and then fantastic WWE jumping on. It's like, cool, we have website content now.
Yeah.
Let's follow Jeff and watch his tooth. As his tooth is sitting on the little thing next to him.
By the way,
he's just showing fantastic teeth.
Did you know that
mouth of them, man.
He's Jeff?
This is the Jeff character. The Jeff character. Okay, Matt is fantastic. Okay, don't lick. Now what? What are you gonna do? You should fix your eyebrows first. Okay, that's enough. You've gone too far. Yeah, the Matt Hardy character as he goes from Matt Hardy V1 to Mr. Broken to he's doing a lot of stuff before he's even in the ring, and it's fantastic because you watch his face change. It's like he's going through all of his characters.
Yeah,
this is beautiful. It's not just those two. There's more subtle things in there as well that he's doing. It's great. Meanwhile,
I don't even know if he does that.
Sum up the Jeff character for me.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
And it's great. I just love that he's like, all right, man, cool.
It's pretty much what he's always been. I'm Jeff. Hey, I'm Jeff.
Brother, I'm Jeff.
I'm Jeff. Hey, what's up?
I'm Jeff. Hey, what's up?
Hello.
And it's great. I love that.
I'm Jeff. I need to make the tag.
I love that he's just, his character is always just, I'm Jeff. I'm fine with it. The juxtaposition between that and the ridiculous nature of Mr. Hardy, Mr. Matt Hardy over there.
Yeah.
And Jeff, everybody. Look at this cool shirt I found in the trash. I'm handsome. I got a tree on my arm. Jeff.
I'm Jeff.
Jeff. I gloat. Look, there's eyes on my eyelids. Isn't that weird? Jeff. I'm Jeff.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
I dove off a building. I'm Jeff. I got up and did it again. I'm Jeff. Still Jeff. And my brother sets me on fire. Well, I'm Jeff.
Again,
Love him.
this match was fun. I enjoyed
great.
this match. Great tag action. Sheamus and Cesaro on the pre-show, they were in the social media lounge, and you could tell like a little something was coming.
Hints.
Little hints. Cesaro has had a little bit of a change of attitude, a little bit. Nothing major, just a little something, a little tweak.
Now Raw did the typical build it does. Name a number one contender.
Yeah.
One-on-one match one week, one-on-one match the next week, and they did it well this time. I like this because Sheamus loses 1 week, Cesaro loses the next week, and it ends up with I'm gonna shake hands because we're facey-facies and you're facey-facies, and facey-facies love each other, and it's okay. There's good sportsmanship, this fantastic match. Good luck next week. And they get here and they go through the same thing, the same frustration.
Yep.
And a lot of this has been because this is bled up with this is the beautiful dynamic between the Sheamus and Cesaro team. Is the Cesaro's the gentleman, and Sheamus is a bit of a brute, but he can be respectful too. He loves a good fight.
No, that's Finlay.
And no, he loves to fight.
Oh.
Sheamus loves a good fight and to kick your teeth in. He's been
And
saying that
out.
for years, and then he did it. And he used to be, Sheamus would kind of hold him, or Cesaro would kind of hold Sheamus back a little bit to not be so evil, and then they lost the match.
And then what?
They beat up the Hardys. At which point, all of us chime in. I think that broke them. Pretty sure that broke 'em. If you haven't seen it, I think it was Rebby put up a video on Twitter of King Maxwell's reaction.
Oh, yeah?
As he's watching the fight, and then it's like Jeff's on the TV, and he goes, Tio, well, uncle. It's great. Daddy, Tio, Daddy. Also, Maxwell wearing the same pants that Matt Hardy was.
Yes.
He's in wrestling pants. They're watching. And then after the match, they get attacked by Cesaro and Sheamus, and it shows Maxwell. He's just there, oh, no. It's adorable.
Aw.
That's great. Look at they all building the brand. Hardy brand, running wild.
Baby Hardy brand.
Oh, so good. So good. And Cesaro decided he's had enough of this nice guy attitude.
Yeah.
And the beauty of this, heelish tactics. They're on the Talking Smack after, or the Raw Talk.
The Raw Talk.
The not Talking Smack.
Not as good.
Sheamus is so happy.
Yes, he is.
I'm so glad you're here. Look at this. You're so bad guy now. I love this. I've been waiting for this. Yay. He's so happy. And Cesaro's like, yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we should have done this a long time ago.
We bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're bad dudes. Bad dudes.
I love bad dudes. So good. And you know what? Coming into this, that was a good... I'm fine with the typical Raw build. They did something a little more innovative with it. I like it. And still not sure if he's broken yet, though.
Well, we'll see.
We got the rights. Break him!
Because he definitely had like some sort of head injury at the end of that match.
Oh, jeez.
Like he had like a little...
And then the swing.
Yeah.
Just there's a point where everybody goes in the swing, and at a certain point, it looks like they kind of go limp a little bit. It's like part of it's like I don't know if he's selling or if he's dead.
If he's broken.
I think they broke him.
They broke him.
They broke the man.
So the Hardys retain. It looks like we're going to get much more between these two teams, though.
Character development all around except for Jeff.
Well,
Because,
he's Jeff.
love him. It's great.
Up next, Alexa Bliss versus Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship.
Remember when I mentioned the Saxton hole earlier?
Yeah.
Bayley's entrance without Brian Saxton makes me sad.
Yeah, it's not right.
Because none of them knew what to say, and it's just Bayley. Now, thankfully, one of the wacky, wavy, inflatable Bayley buddies decided he was tired and got a little hung up on himself. Fantastic Bayley going over and fixing it.
Like, oh,
And then giving it like a nice little high five.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
That's safe. Now, if we had Brian Saxton, or Byron... I'm just calling him Saxton because they've messed up his name so many times. I don't know what his name is anymore. Saxton. If you had Saxton there, it would have been magic. The magic that we've wanted from the Bayley entrance. But, alas, no Brian. No Saxton. God damn it.
Now, again, I hadn't been watching Raw, so I didn't know that this match was taking place.
Oh?
I didn't know that Alexa was the number one contender.
Fantastic little surprise for you then.
I love both of these characters. Bayley Bailey spent most of the last 2 years as literally my favorite wrestler.
Yep.
She isn't so much anymore. That's not her fault, but she's still one of my favorites.
Right.
I initially I saw this and I was like, oh, cool. Let's, just automatically, and again, I hadn't been watching, so it was unfair of me.
Okay.
Just throw the let's not build the new face into this feud, into working her way up to Bailey. Let's just throw her into the match.
There we go.
I'm glad I was completely wrong.
It's nice to feel that every once in a while, isn't it?
I mean, they've had matches before on NXT, so I knew that the chemistry was going to be fine.
Yeah, she was 0-17 against Bailey. Alexa was.
This match was the best wrestled match of the night.
It was really, really well done.
This
is a competitor that Bailey has needed, man.
Yes, because it brought out the best in her. She had some intensity that she hasn't had. Her offense looked big because she was able to throw around Alexa a little bit. And she was able to still draw sympathy because Alexa's amazing.
And Alexa was doing some nasty things.
Yeah.
Like standing on her and the ref's counting, and she's counting along 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, fine.
Beautiful.
It's great.
And just great heel
just
work.
being snotty and sassy and shitty. And pulling the ponytail. Those are little things. That's her not just understanding what she's doing, but understanding the Bailey character enough to know, I'm going to insult what makes you you. Look at your pony. I pull your... Oh, so nice.
And again, like as awesome as Charlotte is, Charlotte's a different kind of competitor. She's a different kind of a bad guy.
Right.
That juxtaposition between Bailey and Charlotte, while I feel like they had the great match, where was it? At the Royal Rumble, the first one. I feel like the Fastlane one wasn't as good.
Right.
And I felt like, oh no, Bailey's ruined.
Yeah.
The more she ran up against Charlotte. This was the complete opposite. This was exactly what the Bailey character needed.
Yes.
If you make this match happen, you have to have Alexa win almost. If you're fast tracking her like this, clearly the company has big plans. They think highly of Alexa.
Well, they should. She. I've mentioned this before. There's playing to the playing in ring. There's playing to the crowd on hand, and then there's playing to the TV at home. Alexa transcends all of those and does it very well. Bailey, I hasn't felt like has really connected to the TV audience yet, and she does well in the arena. It just doesn't translate to TV. This was the first time someone pulling her up to that level. Both of the characters played very well on TV that night.
Alexa has excelled at it started when she started managing Blake and Murphy. Like the second she flipped to that I'm a brat.
Yes, that's the word for it.
As opposed to she was a cheerleader essentially, and she flipped the script, became like this spoiled brat that is gonna just do whatever it takes, and doesn't like to not get her way, and just
will throw a fit, not even think about it.
Like that, and she does it amazingly. So like the character work was, again, boom, like she had it. And then the in-ring, while it was a little slow at first while she was still on NXT, the second she came up to SmackDown, suddenly the in-ring work is excelling as well.
Right.
And now like she is clearly somebody that they have a great, they think big of her. She's a star. And I told my wife that, and she goes, why is she a star? Because she's blonde? I was like, no, because she just gets it.
Yeah.
Like she's
a TV character, man.
And she's somebody you want to watch.
Right.
And, just like Charlotte last year was the MVP of Raw and a reason to watch, Alexa Bliss may end up being the reason I end up going back to Raw.
Hey, that's good.
Whatever it takes, right?
You talk about the Charlotte versus Bailey build-up. Charlotte was entitled to reign over division because she's physically dominant and physically
superior.
Yes, exactly, and that's what she is. She's a Brock Lesnar in a women's division kind of deal. Alexa Bliss feels entitled because she feels entitled and she's bratty, but she's also willing to be dirty and nasty to get it.
She's willing to earn it.
And that's that juxtaposition with the Bailey character of, I'm really happy to be here. I'm glad to have the opportunity. Oh, wait, hold on. Someone's here to crush my dreams. And Charlotte, couldn't pull off that dream crushing because that isn't what Charlotte's about. Charlotte's about, I'm here to dominate you because I'm the best.
Yeah, it's more smug than bratty.
And those three are great characters, but this is what Bayley needed. And Alexa doesn't need the elevation, man, but she's gonna get it. Yeah. This is gonna be a defining feud for both of them.
Yeah,
and we've been waiting for Bayley to have this.
Well, it's what Sasha and Charlotte was last year, and whether or not they
does this end with one of them bent over a guardrail?
I don't know, man.
Sorry,
I don't know if this ends up main eventing.
Oh God, it's so good.
Could it?
I have faith that it can, man.
Again, she's a character on the rise. She's somebody that she's taking the ball and running.
And you're talking about Raw too, man.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have those months where it's like, okay, Brock isn't gonna be here. Mm-hmm. We're saving him. We're saving him for those big events.
Yeah.
We've got your Intercontinental feud, which is gonna be big. They're putting a lot into what the Intercontinental title is gonna be, which is great.
Good.
U.S. title and the Intercontinental title are both being elevated.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. But the women's divisions are both shows are going to mean something as well.
Yeah.
And this Raw one, there's weeks when Brock's not there, definite opportunity for them to main event. I don't feel like the tag division's quite there yet.
Right.
But, man, there's going to be some fun. There's going to be some fun.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, tell me you wouldn't want to watch Alexa Bliss and then go to bed. That came out a little wrong. Sorry.
Weird. So.
Sorry, man. I'm the lascivious one this week?
So
I'm feeling sassy. Don't mind me.
Did somebody say sassy?
Yes!
So in this rundown, this is technically incorrect.
What's up?
Because up next is actually the start of the House of Horrors match.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now, you and Matt didn't like this.
I liked it fine, because I knew what it was going to be. It was going to be pre-taped, 10 minutes, have a match, and then you're going to resolve it in the ring.
I saw plenty of people shitting all over. Oh, it's nighttime in San Jose, or I mean, it's daytime in San Jose. Why is it dark and blah blah blah?
Magic, Okay.
My favorite thing though was John Kerman jumped in and he goes, "Yeah, man, like I always I wish I'm gonna get the quote all wrong, but basically saying, yeah, man, like I want everything in all my television to always be 100% real.
Has to be
legitimate all the time." We're talking about pro wrestling, man. Come on.
This is
cares?
This is beyond pro wrestling too. This is silly entertainment.
Look, man.
If you can't suspend your disbelief
for a House of Horrors match,
a whorehouse match.
Come on, man.
I love a good whorehouse match. How'd Val Venus do?
Again,
I bet he did well.
Was this amazing? No. I think
hung. Thank you.
I think this would have been better served had it remained like the way it was supposed to, being a WWE Championship match on Backlash, because it would have had more time to tell the story, figure out what the hell a House of Horrors match is, and it would have meant more because the WWE Championship would have been on the line.
Right.
Like literally, there was not much at stake here. This was just, hey, we're gonna have a weird match with like some stuff. Now, things they did right. First thing off the bat, they weren't in wrestling gear.
Yeah, that was your first comment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pantalones!
Orton's in pants. I like it.
I like Orton in pants, too.
It's got to separate itself. Like
Take that out of context, would you?
This is not a wrestling match. This is going to be a fight in a house.
This wasn't so much a House of Horrors match. It was just kind of a house match. House party.
White trash.
And this is the first thing I noticed. It's like, I recognize those, like, the little room separating little bar thingy. This is, I have to go back and look. I'm not going to do the research. Do the research if you want to. I think this was the same house they used in those Heath Slater promos.
Would make sense.
Where Rhino's in there with cheese, just introduce my food. I think this was the same house. I think they're fighting in the Heath Slater's house.
Would make sense.
They didn't go out back. Was there an above ground pool? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Again, not. I thought it was neat when Orton shows up and he's looking in the window and suddenly Bray appears. It's like, oh man, and then he breaks into the house, but then Bray's not
Bray
there.
ducks in like Randy's there to sell him something.
Yeah.
Oh shit! The Mormons are here.
I gotta go.
I gotta go. Keep on trucking.
Again, I admire that they're willing to take that chance. Now the problem with something like that is you're gonna lose the crowd.
You think?
Because
that's not a transparent background.
man, having to sit and stare at the screen,
You're gonna
ain't nobody want to do that.
Man, I felt bad because people put out little Twitter videos of the crowd reaction.
Yeah,
Oofa,
not good.
yeah.
Well, I can't imagine it would be. Like, okay, so we went to SmackDown in March, and there wasn't a ton of video stuff, but every time there was video stuff, you kind of had to do one of these.
You felt everybody just kind of disappear.
There is no room to like really turn around. So like now, what are you doing if for 10 minutes you're having to do one of these if you're on the floor?
You're hurting your neck.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not gonna get that graphic up.
Aw.
So the Beetlejuice whorehouse. I was gonna put that behind there, right behind the Payback logo. Thought it was a transparent back.
Again, I like that they. I mean, even Bray like wearing a white wife beater. It's a small difference.
It's a
but
change.
It's a change.
They're in tactical gear. Unfortunately, there was no catchers protectors that they could wear.
Yeah.
Between D'Lo and Roman, they're all gone.
All gone.
Nobody just thought to check Neil's work box. It's gonna be my favorite thing. Sorry, but yeah, man, and
They end up in the kitchen.
the house felt small.
Yeah.
And it felt like
There was the weird baby dolls.
yes, but there was like one room of. Okay, look, I'm gonna have to pull up my comments because I kept calling it all kinds of matches, and I don't. Oh my god.
Oh, look at that picture of Alexa. You posted in there.
I did curve. So I know where I'm at in the match. Yeah. Okay. F that. Yes, and it's a loser leaves limo match. That made me very happy. The asthma on a pole match because they were breathing heavy once they got 5 nights at Bray's match. A vague smell of piss match. The House of 1970s decor match. And I'm not going to say that. Oh, God. And, of course, they worked into the promo. Screw them! My least favorite thing that's ever been said. Okay, that's... But, yes, they're all over the house. They get to the kitchen. Bray Wyatt's got a frying pan, everybody.
Yeah.
Just so you can picture him, making up a little scrapple. He seems like a scrapple guy. Mm-hmm. He's got a little bacon, little eggs, smacking with it. This is what bothered me. I have that stove. Like, that's my stove, man.
They stole your stove?
I left the TV and I ran into the kitchen and snagged a picture going, like, look, this is my stove. To which you and Matt were like, shut up.
It's a stove.
Shut it, man. Shut up. I'm trying to wash this stuff. Dirty fridge. My fridge is just as dirty. It's not. I don't have that same
Does it
fridge.
say wrestle me?
That's funny. It's got a pentagram.
Oh.
So when I open the freezer, hell here.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's very cold. It's freezer.
Oh,
What do you
okay.
want? It froze over. Hell.
Hey-o. No. I'll give you that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beat him with a frying pan.
Throws the fridge on
No
him.
knives. Drops a fridge on him.
Drops the fridge on him.
Who saw that coming?
I didn't.
This,
But still.
whatever.
We're here.
And then I think it was Graves later on, as they went back to the arena to try to sell that, called it a refrigerator. You didn't get the re on there. And it's like, I feel like such an a-hole because I do that at home all the time and I get in trouble for correcting.
Refrigerator?
No, just correcting what people say.
No, it's refrigerator.
You can't say refrigerator. Corey Graves is 5 years old. This is awesome.
Why didn't you just say fridge?
I don't know. He got excited.
Refrigerator.
Because they had to come back and sell that to the
So Bray hops in the limo and he driver, take me to the arena.
Now, I'm glad that Cole and Graves were selling this as best they could, that the match could only be run one in the ring by pinfall, submission, or forfeiture. Mm-hmm. So he gave reason for, okay, cool, that's why they're coming back here. And there's reason for it to end up where it was going to end up.
Right.
Bray's coming back for his forfeiture win to be declared the winner of the match. Well, fantastic storytelling as far as getting your ass out of a corner.
Right.
Or out from under a fridge, whatever you want to call it.
So from there, we get the video package for Joe and Rollins.
What? Not going to finish the...
Nope.
Okay. Not yet.
Okay.
He's on his way.
So
folks.
my first note was, man, the video packages aren't firing me up either.
Oh, yeah.
Joe versus Rollins should be able to sell me on just the names in the match.
Yeah.
That's all I need. They have enough history built in since Joe came up to the roster. It should be, hey, man, you almost ended my career. Yeah, let me go ahead. And Joe's response, yeah, let me go ahead and finish that. That's all I need.
When you packaged it like that, I was like, I'm excited for this match. That's great. But then the first thing that says in the video package is Joe is, I like to protect my client's interests, and you fought Triple H, and you hurt Stephanie. I'm gonna get
It's personal. Man.
Juxtaposing that with the Nakamura!
Yeah.
Regal!
Yeah.
I like my
Bring me my title.
I like my clients. I don't know. You hurt him. I'm hurt.
That disgusting thing you did to Stephanie McMahon.
Nah, Joe should give
dude.
a shit.
No.
And you package it. You almost ended my career. All right, I can. I will. So let's go. I love that packaging much better.
That's all that needs.
You got me excited for the match.
You could have done that last Monday. Like you didn't have to do another thing at all between them.
Stephanie's off TV. Let her be off TV. You don't need to tease her.
We don't, and we know she's going to come back eventually. She's a McMahon. Of course she's going to be back. Like,
That's what they do.
We don't need to refresh that.
Right.
We don't need to.
Her character doesn't need anything.
No. She will come back. She will be bitchy, and she will get booed because she's excellent at that.
Joe needs his own motivation.
And that
Joe
should
doesn't
be
need them as motivation.
a god-blessed monster.
Yeah.
Because he's excellent at that.
Music plays, I get nervous.
Dude.
Many reasons.
Now, again, match ends up being fine, of course, because it's Rollins versus Joe.
Right.
It's
Right.
fine. But I want to be fired up going in. And it wouldn't have taken much. They did too much for almost nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, do you feel like anything was resolved here?
Nah. And, I got to the end of it, and it ends up... Rollins has learned to tell that knee story very well.
Yeah.
And I loved seeing that. Like, Roman did a good job of what he had to do later. But Rollins selling that knee is just a thing of beauty. And that's a story he has that he can tell for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
And he very well may. That's his danger point. That's his what you attack to get over on him. That's his odds to overcome.
They'll always have that video of him trying to powerbomb Kane to pull out. Say, this is why this is why.
Well, and they have that. They have Triple H putting him in those weird knee bar things. And you have Joe putting him in the knee bars, and that footage of his knee buckling.
Yeah.
From Joe.
That's a career.
Here's your babyface sympathy built into a nice little package.
Yeah, but
and I'm gonna break your leg off.
Yeah, but
beat your ass with it.
But Nate, he did that thing to Stephanie McMahon. My clients, man. Mm-hmm. I hate bitching, and I feel like I'm bitching.
But this is a tweak.
Yeah,
this is a tweak of the knee, and
hey-o.
But the selling of the knee was great. The attacking of the knee was great. Joe, he's a surgeon. It's beautiful. This was fantastic. Just that methodical, slow build of a match. So well done, so poorly packaged together, and it could have been a much bigger deal than it was. And that's not on them because they did amazing.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're probably going to continue it because Seth wins.
Yeah.
With Joe's shoulder. Joe's shoulder was so clearly up. It made me so sad. And I was like, okay, there's no... And I immediately made a bet with myself, hey, man, ain't no way they're going to show that in the replay, that same angle. No, they show a different angle where it's even more obvious that it's just up. Like, Joe's got Joe's got those rounded backs, man. You can't keep those shoulders down.
Nah, man.
He's got the little bit of a hunch. Shoulders up, man.
Oh,
Just
shit.
saying.
It's 1:10. We blasted through it. All right, so we're going to play a song real quick because apparently I have to pee. I thought I was going to be able to make it through the
I've been
Payback.
watching your leg go crazy.
That's been like pretty much since the House of Horrors match that it
Made
started
you have to
getting
pee
worse.
yourself.
I don't want to pee my pants, although it would probably get us viewers.
Smart. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, we're all ready to kick it off Twitch. What's worse can happen?
All right, so we're going to play Copper and Stars here, Case of the Mondays. We'll be right back on the other side. We'll finish Payback and whatever else we feel like getting into. It's hashtag Wrestlepals, only on our station, Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com.
Pee.
Just keep on being me, 'cause I know nothing good can say. And I shouldn't feel this fucking tension. You're killing this, but you don't care. When it's all done, we'll still be here. Yeah, not saying that I've got nothing left to prove. It still feels like everything I write's not good enough for you. And if I gave a fuck, I'd change it all today. But I'll just keep on being me, 'cause I know nothing good can And I wish you cared half as much as your shirt says. Yeah, I wish you cared half as much as your shirt says. Yeah, I wish you cared. Yeah, I wish you cared. Yeah, I say that I've got nothing left to prove. It still feels like everything I write's not good enough for you. And if I gave a fuck, I'd change it all today. But I'll just keep on being me, 'cause I know nothing gold can say. Oh.
I've been sitting in my room, singing all these awful tunes, thinking, my God, I am doomed. Thank the devil I have you to inspire all this hate and all the things that make songs great, like Jesus Christ and Third Eye Blind. Kinda hoping that you'll die, I help you choke a little bit. Hope my name feels like a hit. When you hear it, it knocks you out on your ass where you belong. And I've been thinking just a bit about tearing you apart limb by limb, burying you outside my home, tearing your flesh from the bone, take out your eyes so you can see yourself as I make you bleed. I'm an awful human being, you're a more awful human being. I'm just an awful human being. You're a more awful human being. I'm just an awful human being. You're the worst kind of human being.
care?
Wait is over.
But you think this is over? Oh, we're just getting started, baby. Because I stay high!
It's time for hashtag Wrestlepals Hour 2.
Drink it in, man.
What up?
Did Jericho call yet? Not yet?
I hung up on him. It was a good call, right? Jericho, if you're listening. 757-525-3276.
It's a different stance from the start of the show when you're like, of course he's listening. you should call.
You're fine. It's just a cord. Man.
I'm all hooked up on things.
Oh, boy. I got to tell you. Feel better now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Leg's not shaking. Good?
I've been sitting in this chair for too long at this point.
We got to finish that Payback, man.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to. But some things happen. You get your end of your House of Horrors, Matt Bray comes down to the ring. Right?
Yep.
We'll get to it. We'll get through this. It's going to be okay.
We will.
Bray comes out of the ring. He's going to get his forfeiture win. He's going to bask in the adulation and the joy of his victory. Lights come up, and oh shit, Snake Man, there, and
it's better than I thought he was going to be like the driver of the limo.
I thought for sure. Where to, Stephanie?
Yeah.
His name's Bray, but only if he said that. Screw him!
Oh,
Christ! All right.
Oh, I forgot about this. I'm sorry. I have to go back to the last match. Joe is a machine, plain and simple, was one of the things on commentary.
Yeah,
I agree.
good
so
comment.
I care about his
Build him as
clients.
such. Machines don't care. Machines hate you.
Yeah.
Machines would do better without you. God.
So, oh yeah, it's me, Neil. I wanted to post up a picture of from Dirty Work because when yeah, hello, real cops, like when he calls up the frat, he goes, yeah, it's me, Neil. But I didn't think you would get that one.
Still don't. I'm sorry, Justin.
It's me,
Huh?
Jeff.
That's where I thought you were going. Oh, dear God. Poor Joe. His shoulders actually kind of went down.
Let's see. So Randy Orton shows up.
Oh,
behind Bray.
Snake Man has magical... Spooky.
Guess who else though?
Okay. It's my favorite thing that's happened. This is ever since the Cruiserweight Classic. Mm-hmm. Gerv! I think they changed their name, though. Makes me sad. They're no longer the Bollywood Boys. They're the Singh Brothers.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, Larry and Bill, the Singh Brothers. I don't know what the hell they're calling them.
They sing.
But no, they don't. They don't. There's an H in there somewhere. You don't know where. Nobody knows where. They don't either.
For the G. I think it's after the G.
And then the H, and then the I, and then the J, and the K.
Then they sing.
What? No, they don't. They sing and dance.
Oh.
Bollywood. They're the best. I love it. I love that they have a home and they're doing something.
Yeah.
My comment immediately was, "Oh man, J&J Security looking tan as hell, or tan AF." I never say that out loud, but I'm happy to write it in text because I'm pretty sure Matt's not happy. They look at tan AF. Shoot! Oh, there we go. The good old Bollywood boys come out and they grab the legs of the Snake Man.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Snakes don't have legs.
And then guess who?
Orton fights them off. He's still fighting off Bray a little bit. From, I believe, from out of nowhere.
Wait, was it an RKO?
No.
Was Randy Orton involved?
He was, though. Randy Orton was involved.
So it may, but it wasn't an RKO.
No. It was
out of somewhere.
It was Jinder.
He showed up. My note. I think Mahal just yelled "Gerv."
Gerv! He did. He just yells. I hear Gerv everywhere I go. Mahal with the title and the turban.
Beautiful.
Because we're playing up the evil foreigner, but I think he's going to much as Rusev did. I think he's going to transcend evil foreigner into I'm just a bad dude.
Have you been watching Rusev's Twitter?
Oh, he's like put out a little congratulations to Alexa Bliss. I saw that
too, but like just
hey, look, she didn't spend 10 years in the Indies.
I just mean like just
No, I haven't.
overall. Man, he's killing it. Like he's just having a ball.
He's brilliant. Go home and heal? F no, I got work to do.
Yeah.
I got one good hand. It's left.
We'll talk more about him later.
Oh god. So Mahal with the
Gurf.
sneak attack and fantastic, good camera work of giving a little something's happening, and then it's Mahal, and then it reveals. Production work fantastic last night, especially during that segment. Well done.
Nails him with the belt twice.
Nails him with the belt. Now this is after he stole the belt, so this can't possibly be for the championship,
Right?
Because it's been stolen by Jinder Mahal, and Jinder looking legit holding the belt too.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
this is amazing, amazing stuff. They're doing. Attacks Orton, and it's going to cost Orton the match. Now, a little understated thing: when Bray goes to make the cover, he looks up at Mahal like,
"You ain't gonna hit me, are you?"
Not even. It doesn't. It's not so much fear. It's like an animalistic look of the way, like if you're like out there with a weed eater. Say someone might have. You're out there with a weed eater, and like you see a snake, and you're like, "Oh shit!" And the snake looks at you like, "Don't, could you?" I suggest
don't
not.
mess with me.
Please don't. I mean, it's gonna be bad for everybody.
Yeah.
That's the look like Bray was giving up. Like, hey, you don't want none of this, and I don't want none of that. So how about you just do you, and I'll do me. This is gonna be okay, right?
Yeah.
We got a problem here?
Not necessarily.
No?
Yeah,
good.
That's the one. We got a problem here. Like it wasn't so much a thank you or I'm scared. It's a do we live?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well
I dig it.
done.
Yeah. Well, and again, now it sends Bray off strong to Raw, and it closes that chapter.
And this is weakness that serves a purpose. Randy Orton's coming out of this looking weaker because he took the beating from Mahal. He lost to Bray. And now he's got to go in there and defend a title that he doesn't even get to carry around right now.
Yeah. Well, and now it looks like Mahal could win the championship. Even if he doesn't, at this point it looks like he could.
That's all we care about. Let me have a little bit of credibility.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of reality, but I'm willing to suspend a whole lot of suspend a whole lot of disbelief. But all I ask is for you to make it seem like it could happen. And feel that way. Mahal feeling great coming out of this.
Yeah.
Orton feeling in a good place to tell a decent story coming out of this. And Bray getting to go off strong. And they did all of this while walking around the landmine of the title.
Yeah. And
Again, this feels like SmackDown storytelling.
yes. Well, again, they had announced this match before the shakeup. So like this was supposed to happen at Backlash, and I think we could have. I think everything could have been a little bit cleaner if the shakeup doesn't happen. This is about as best as you can expect with the way the situation was laid out.
Right.
Everybody, all three players, come out where they should be. So kudos, I guess.
Well done.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that you have so much good story and character development at the end of this House of Horror match, this match was damned from the beginning.
Yeah.
You're showing it on video screens. You're going to have a very hostile crowd. You gave them something exciting in ring in front of them, and you've continued storylines without killing anybody. Everybody looks great coming out of it. Feel like it kind of won the crowd back over. It's like, forget all the silliness. You got the silliness that all led up to this, and this is great. Well, that was a landmine of a match, and they danced right around it. They Bollywooded their ass right around it. Fantastic.
Now that just leaves one match, the main event of the evening.
And after the House of Horrors match, I was like, is there more to this shit? It's only like 10-15.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? I forget, because I forgot, like, it was a pay-per-view until Jericho match. Like, holy shit, I got work to do.
Of course there's more.
Oh, yeah.
Of course there's
Because it's a
more.
Raw pay-per-view, not a SmackDown pay-per-view.
Yes.
Jesus.
Roman,
We've already seen Owens. We've seen the U.S. title. We've seen the WWE title. How else are we going to finish this Raw pay-per-view?
We've got
No,
Braun.
you're fine. You're fine. You don't need to.
I didn't do that. He's just here hanging out.
does that.
He's just hanging out in the corner.
He does that.
Hey, Braun.
Sorry.
Please don't mark this as a place you pooped. Please don't do that over there. That's what toilets are for,
That's
man.
a handy app right there. I pooped in our clubhouse. It's not a real house. We don't have plumbing. We don't have plumbing out here,
There's
man.
no toilet, man. That's what they're for.
Toilet man.
Poop in the toilets. Now,
You ever wrestle Toilet Man? No?
no.
Nice. Yeah, there's still time.
Might be a place he pooped, though. His house. So, Braun Strowman's wrestling Roman Reigns in the
Okay.
main event.
Wow, we haven't seen Roman. I wonder if the crowd's going to like him now. Sorry.
What have we been saying?
I suppose I can put the Roman graphic up now. Yeah.
Feel like it's pretty much since day one of this program. What have we been saying about Roman Reigns? Like, I feel like there's one thing that we always say.
He's handsome. I wish he would hold me.
Okay, yeah, but like, no.
Sorry.
I mean, you're right. Like, I wish, but like, no.
Hey, man. How about you let a little bit of this organic shit happen, huh? Yeah. Maybe we don't give him some odds that he's going to constantly overcome.
So
how about you let him be a dick? Let him. He doesn't need to be a bad guy. He damn sure ain't a good guy. No. But let him be a human who reacts to things in human manners.
Let him just be a guy, not the guy, a guy.
And if he's gonna wear the catcher's gear, put on the mask. We want a mitt. It's great.
He can go by Pudge.
No, he can. Well, we wouldn't know. We've never seen the body.
Yeah, right.
That's why
not since NXT.
Yeah. Why are you hiding? Share. Don't do it.
So he comes out in bandages, Nathan.
With a dead arm.
What do you call that?
Lies. No?
No. I think there's a better way to phrase that.
How?
Odds to overcome. Because that's what Roman does. He overcomes the odds.
You laid me up and you flipped over a gurney and an ambulance and a hospital. No, you flipped over a medical facility. And I'm here to overcome these odds.
Now,
with my dead arm.
The thing that we've been saying about Roman, clean loss, still the best thing that could happen for Roman. Yeah. That was like the first note I had on this match.
Absolutely.
Clean loss, still the best thing that could happen for Roman.
We like to do that. Theorize what we think the best thing happening at the end of this match will be.
Now, my next note was won't happen.
Yep.
Okay. So
there are odds to be overcome, Justin.
Yes, there's.
So if you could just overcome those odds.
Here, and here, skeptical me, Braun has an answer. He had an answer for everything Roman was doing.
Yeah.
Literally every move.
I love the drive-by into, I got your lapels.
Yeah.
It's good.
Hey, this dude he's a monster among men.
That's good branding. Does he have a shirt yet? No. Roman's got gear.
Yeah. So Braun is an answer for everything. And then, of course, skeptical me, but we'll still lose.
I want a Braun shirt that says eat, sleep, Braun. And then at the bottom says poop.
Do you think that means he agrees? He likes the idea?
I don't think he likes anything.
Oh, okay.
Except poop.
He sure doesn't like Roman. Let's see. We didn't have like
I still got to find that Tinder picture of him. It's awesome.
We don't have like a large amount of notes. Let's see. Your next one was a good looking spear. It was.
He came off the ropes. I thought Roman did a fantastic job of, hey, I've had a separated shoulder and I've been laid up at a medical facility for 4 weeks. And here I am. I'm banged up as all hell.
Yeah.
And he didn't come out there and like, okay, I'm just going to do my shit now.
Yeah.
He came out there and he looked banged up and he sold banged up and I've been destroyed, but I'm here to overcome.
I'm going to overcome the odds. Mm-hmm. I made a note of this because I think this is the first time that this has actually appeared. He is apparently officially in the Cena stratosphere. Let's go Roman. Roman sucks. That chant happened. Yeah. I'm not sure that that's ever happened. I feel like he usually pretty much just gets cheers and boos.
Right.
And depending on what's happening.
I did write that. What's that on his arm? Odds to overcome.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. We got there. But shortly after this chant, literally. So we're here at the end of the match. This was a good match. I really enjoyed this match. And I've always said that Roman puts on good matches. Mm-hmm. Again,
absolutely.
This being, no different. They had some kick out where
I said shit kick out.
Yeah. Braun kicked out of something, and then Roman kicks out of something, which that was the shit kick out.
Yes.
But then Braun immediately picks him up, hits him up with another power slam. 1, 2, 3, clean victory for Braun Strowman.
Wow.
Right move.
Yeah.
That's the right move. For so many reasons.
As he broke Roman even more.
So like he immediately starts getting thank you Strowman chants, thank you, okay, that's fans just being shitty.
Yeah,
but
well,
they're gonna. It gets worse because my thought was you may actually be able to build sympathy for Roman. And I knew it wouldn't happen, that night, but my next note was unless he keeps going.
Right. Just keep beating him to death.
Just make people uncomfortable. And then he did.
Yeah.
There is a shot that, and you still don't have to go ultra babyface with Roman, but there is a shot that you may be able to build some sympathy for Roman here. Mm-hmm. Because they beat the living hell out of him.
Yeah.
Again, this is what we've been saying all along. This is why a clean loss would be good for him. People have this perception of LOL, Roman wins.
Uh-huh.
Well, now he didn't. He lost. He lost clean.
Yeah, but, and that was some of the best Cena stuff when he looked vulnerable, but he was still taking on challengers.
And then he got the shit beat out of him afterwards. Did you see any of the?
I stayed on for the because I was watching the network, so stayed on through the Raw talk, which was renamed "Beat Roman's Ass."
Yeah. So initially, in the ring, Braun takes the stairs to him. Mm-hmm. They show this one shot. I think this was before the pay-per-view
Braun
ends.
did a very good job with the stairs.
Yeah. But
he brought him down. It's strong. You didn't look like he was pulling back at the end, but he's going to protect. He's not going to really destroy the man.
Yeah.
And you get the bloody mouth. And the blood pack looked really good.
Yeah.
That's some good blood.
Yeah.
Well done.
So you see a little bit on his arm.
Uh-huh.
Which, good thing that wrap was there.
Yeah.
Make it stand out a little bit more.
Exactly.
He's got blood all over his teeth. Mm-hmm. Blood. Dude, I'm like, oh my God. I love this.
Braun is killing him.
I love this. Again.
But not for shit reasons.
Not for shit reasons. Because, number one.
You deserve it.
Yeah, dude. That's so shitty. But, that's where they are. That's what they've done to Roman.
Yeah, transcend the audience to the TV audience. We're the TV audience sitting at home, and we're appreciating it for different reasons, not just because they're beating up the pretty boy,
but because it's good storytelling.
Exactly.
Finally, good storytelling here. Mm-hmm. And again, Roman just gets the hell beat out of him. They finally drag Braun off. They cut the pay-per-view, and you just see Roman, making his way backstage. They try to get him on a gurney.
That made me so happy. He just gave him a look like, I got on that gurney last time.
Yeah.
Y'all sons of bitches let him throw me off a goddamn loading dock.
Yeah.
No way am I getting on that gurney. You gonna throw me in an ambulance next? And then, God damn it, if they're not trying to get him in an ambulance.
How about that just before he gets to the ambulance, though, when he's in the hallway and he spits up the blood on the wall.
Oh, God, it just looks thick and awful. Well done.
Again, make people feel uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable. I was watching this man get killed. I was watching this man that LOL Roman wins. LOL Roman just lost.
Roman dead.
Roman is dead. And so he finally makes his way to the ambulance. And so he's still in the hallway, and you make the note, I'm not done with you yet.
Yeah, I thought for sure. It's like, if it's going to be a catchphrase, it's going to be silly. How's the time for it to happen? Let's keep beating him.
But before we get there, I'm sorry, I forgot about this one. Fucking Cole is trying to erase it. What a fight from Roman. No! That's exactly what you guys have been doing wrong to him this whole time.
Yeah.
He didn't overcome the odds. He lost. Braun is unstoppable. Braun is a force of fucking nature. Braun is a beast. Give him that. Give it all to Braun, because in the end it makes Roman look tougher, and that's what he needs. No, Braun is unstoppable.
Right.
And then
they go to put him in ambulance. No. And I'm just hearing the chat. No, don't go in there either. And then it happened.
I'm not done with you.
Oh my God.
I started laughing hysterically.
I was
It's
so
like, are you
happy.
kidding?
And Roman dodges it, and they rips the goddamn door off an ambulance.
Yes.
And then just falls down. I'm surprised there were no poles over there to fall over.
Yeah.
Clink, 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 clink. So fun. So fun.
I mean, you talk about like a pay-per-view I had no desire in watching.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about, again, like every match was fine. The best match of the night, easily Alexa and Bailey. Like the best wrestled match, the best solid wrestling match. But this was a great way to end it.
Yeah.
This was...
This is one of those ones where you could almost hear JR going, "Oh, we're out of time."
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the end of, because the Monday Night Nitros used to end that way too. Oh no!
We'll keep the cameras rolling, but we gotta go.
Exactly. That kind of feel.
Yeah.
Like I just watched 3 hours. Oh man, I just need 10 more minutes.
Yep.
But that 10 more minutes was over on Raw Talk.
Yes.
And then they kept going. But it was fine.
It was fine.
But it had that magical feel of,
something. This is something.
Yes.
This isn't the typical. This is what we do with Roman.
Yeah. Now, where do you want Roman to go from there? Do you want him to just come back and overcome those odds?
No.
Or do you want him to come back and like, I have to have an edge if I'm going to stand a chance against this monster, and I'm going to stand a chance against this monster?
My next question
Uh-huh.
was, could we add a touch of paranoia for Roman?
I wouldn't mind it. You know, and he's not shit character dude either.
No.
He can do some stuff.
Yeah.
We've seen, and him at like cocky has been his best.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for that. We're going to get it someday. But yeah, I like the idea of, hey, let's do a little something different.
Like suddenly he's like kind of like not scared, just like jumpy, like
on edge.
On edge.
Or Christian, whatever.
I would be interested in seeing what he could do with that. It would be Gerv! It would be fun. And again, like we actually have somewhere where we can go with Roman. It's not the same old Roman.
Yeah.
If they come out, I don't know, I assume Roman was off television last night. He had to have been, right?
Yeah, dude, he's dead.
He had to have been off television after that.
He a dead man. Yeah, he's gone. Because they spent last night building up the Intercontinental title.
Good.
Which is fantastic. You get a lot of time with, and he had like an 8-man or 8-woman match, and a lot of Dean doing some silly backstage shit with all of the competitors that are going to be in the 3-way.
Right.
And I thought it was very well done. This was a good show that didn't need to rely on the top of the card. Mm-hmm. Because the undercard is doing a fantastic job of being its own really good show. This is why I have faith that Raw is going to be all right now. We got some good players over there, and they're not putting everything in that first 15-minute segment and that last 15-minute segment. They're spreading it throughout the show, and it's going to be fun.
Michael Hum agrees with us. He says that would be a nice story for Roman. Granted, creative doesn't stifle that. Mm-hmm. You know, all we can do is hope, man. Here's hoping that they don't, and here's hoping that, you know, he's had the week off from television. You can bring him back next week, but if you do, this has to change him. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't change him, you've again done a great disservice to somebody who really could be a huge star.
Yeah,
he is.
Yes,
but like,
absolutely.
But like he can be so much more.
Let him play. Let him have some room to be him.
Yeah.
Because I got to tell you, every time we see Roman, like the actual dude, love him.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Anybody at that level that performs and succeeds at that level, their own personality is a damn good person. They wouldn't make it to that level. They wouldn't have been able to build the relationships or carry themselves professionally enough to make it at that level if they weren't decent or interesting in some way. Let Roman be Roman. I'm excited for this.
Yeah. You know what? Just a couple notes, I guess, maybe from I don't know if you saw like you know, no, never mind. I don't even care about Raw. Like I want to, but like we're at 40. We only have 20 minutes left in the show. I'd rather, again, like this is a good feeling. I'd rather leave it right here for Raw. I actually have a good feeling. You know, I would have hopped back into Raw, but we had to be here early in the morning. So.
Let me just give you some quick things that made me feel good about Raw. No Brock in sight, right?
Right.
Big 3-way thing for the tease throughout the entire show with Dean doing the tease with backstage interviews with him. Back to you, Gorilla, talking to the camera. I love that. And
it's a touch that they need to bring back.
And
by the way.
yeah, and it makes it different from SmackDown. So building up the Intercontinental thing throughout the entire thing. Meanwhile, you get a large multi-woman women's match. You get a large multi-man cruiserweight match. You get the Hardys confronting the new Cesaro and Sheamus. You get Apollo and Slater doing
Did
a little
Apollo
something.
Crews join the Titus brand?
It looks like it. They've got Bray and Kurt Angle doing the talking segment, if you will, and that's fantastic. This is a thick card. I think it would be a good Raw, and I think we might need to give it a shot. If we can give it a shot, I think you might want to duck in on this one a little bit.
Yeah.
I have faith in some of those other wacky storylines, even though I'm going to go watch it on Hulu, and I'll never see Apollo Crews.
All right, so last SmackDown. By the way, I'm looking forward to SmackDown tonight. I can't wait. SmackDown always gets me excited. I am so excited to see where they're going. Shinsuke Nakamura opens the show.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler confronts him. I can't wait for that match.
Oh man, they are holding it off. They're holding off. His in-ring debut is not going to be till the 21st with the pay-per-view.
Now some people are upset about that. Pay-per-view buys, man.
Build that anticipation.
In the meantime, you have Shinsuke Nakamura every week on SmackDown anyway. And, it can be, what's he going to do?
Dance.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
Be there.
The artist.
Be amazing, because that's what he is.
Is that the branding they're going to use of him? The artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura?
I don't hate it. It's not amazing.
It ain't King of Strong style.
No, it's not. I mean, I imagine, maybe that's just going to be just another layer to him.
He's an artist at what he does, which is strong style.
Yes. Up next, AJ Styles and Baron Corbin. Again, just a great match between these two. They've got great chemistry.
They do. I'm always surprised when Baron has chemistry with somebody, but he always has chemistry with somebody. He looks like one of those dudes that's going to be like, oh, here comes the big dude. Oh, that's good. He's been fantastic matching up with anybody. And it's AJ Styles, man. Come on.
Yeah.
We could walk in there and he could beat our ass for 20 minutes and it would be great. We'd watch it back and that was awesome.
It looks like they're edging AJ towards, he's probably going to stay in that more tween role.
A-hole tweener, yay!
But he's going to be whereas right now he's on more the bad guy side, they're probably going to edge him slowly towards the good guy side.
He's going to be aiming that the snarkiness at different dudes.
Yeah.
Not going to change who he is, just going to change whom they're putting him up against.
Now, they had a beat the clock challenge with the tag teams. They needed new number one contenders for the tag team championships, which it's still weird that they put it on the Usos, and they've really done nothing with that yet.
They're a fine legacy placeholder.
The Usos are a great tag team.
Especially when they're a-holes.
Dealing
drugs.
This version of the Usos is outstanding, but I don't know why Alpha, if they weren't going to be able to have a match at Mania, why didn't Alpha just carry the titles until after Mania?
I don't know, man.
That's just, I don't know. That's just weird. So American Alpha defeats the Colognes in a beat the clock challenge. They set the time, and we're going to go ahead and jump off right on the other side of it, even though it was later in the card. Breezango is taking on the Ascension in the other one.
This is gonna be a throwaway. No.
The Ascension's probably gonna run over him, right?
That'd be fun. A little build for them. Nah, you know what? They're probably not gonna beat the clock. Timer's gonna run out. Not a big deal. Dude, American Alpha's gonna go on to the
one with Breezango. Not only beats the Ascension,
but they're pretty.
But they beat the clock. Dude. Breezango are the number one contenders for the tag team championship.
This is why SmackDown is awesome.
Oh God, I love it! I love these guys. There's no reason I can explain that I love these guys because they haven't gotten a bunch of television time.
Well, they have Popo written on their butt.
They do. They're the fashion Popo. Again, they haven't had a ton of television time to for us to fall in love with these characters, but they maximize every single second they're out there.
Yes. And
I love them. And I'm so happy for them. Do they win? I don't know. But they're going to be on the pay-per-view. They're going to be at Backlash. They're up against the Usos, who are going to make them look like $1 million.
Yeah.
Dude, could we finally be seeing
a little bit of... And they're going to be a little facey, too.
Yeah. Could we finally be seeing like I hate to use the words the ascension, but the ascension of Breeze and Fandango?
This is why I'm so happy that like the Ascension is over there on SmackDown too, because they're going to get a run at this too.
They'll get their chance.
And you know what? It elevates the entire division.
Yes.
And it isn't just people taking turns of getting beat down.
No.
So everybody is a viable competitor.
They're all worthy.
Mm-hmm. Your number one contenders are Jinder Mahal and Breezango.
Yes.
Great.
So we need to go back. We said we would talk about Rusev again.
Yeah. Wow.
I love this segment. They cut to, I guess Rusev like recorded something on his phone. So they cut to like Rusev goes, you know what? You guys pulled me over here to SmackDown. That's great. But Shane, Daniel Bryan, I am not going to wrestle for you.
What?
There's no way. The only way I will wrestle for you is if you make me the number one contender at Money in the Bank. That's the only way I wrestle for SmackDown Live. I fucking love it. The man's out recovering an injury anyway.
I'm going to withhold my talent from you.
Dude, what's up?
Great.
Okay, so I mean, you look at it this way.
Which, no way Ginger's winning. Son of a bitch.
Probably not, unfortunately.
Yeah, but he's a major player now.
But he is a major player. There's no denying that.
I'm going to take your U.S. title. No, it's the Ginger title.
He could do that. He can feud with Sammy after this. He can start building people. You can use Jinder to build people.
The man's legit.
Yeah. If he doesn't win, is he legit main event? Yeah, probably not. But he's also still Jinder Mahal. Like he's going from literally
Ginger to fucking Jinder.
Fucking Jinder. Word up.
So how do you think this is going to pan out for Rusev?
I hope
he's going to get it.
I hope he gets it. He deserves it, man. Like I feel like the first time when he runs up against Cena makes sense. You know, he loses the U.S. Championship. It's Cena. It's at WrestleMania. It makes sense.
It's a good storyline for both of them, and a good big moment.
You know, and you know it derailed him a little bit, but it gave him that second. All right, well, you know what? I'm fucking Rusev. I'm going to start running people over again. But then he ran up against Roman, and again, this is where that Roman wins.
Yeah,
destroys somebody, and like literally ever since then, it's been nothing. Excuse me. He's going to come over to SmackDown, and he's going to be in a main event.
I'm a big deal.
And again, whether or not he wins, I hope he does. But whether or not he wins, he's going to be a legitimate player.
Yeah.
And he's not going to just be I'm the guy that was tagging with Jinder and losing to Enzo and Cass.
You know, it's beautiful with the not needing a significant amount of effort to make it work. Using their tools effectively. They've got a certain set of tools, and you know, whether it be the microphone, whether it be in-ring action, not having to rely on one of them totally, but each one building into the other. Oh, God, I would love to see Rusev in action right now.
Yeah.
Because I can't. And then when I do, I'm going to be excited.
Yep.
Lovely.
And I guess I don't know if that means Money in the Bank is going to be a SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view.
I believe so,
that's going to be both.
I think it's exclusive.
So, I mean, that means I'm curious. I can't wait to see what they do with the briefcase.
Well, they'll probably open it up and there'll be things inside. You can keep things in there. Oh, I think they're going to hang it 15 feet above the ring.
For once, the person holding the Money in the Bank, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Now, last year's play was great. Dean Ambrose wins the Money in the Bank and cashes in the same night.
Yeah, because that gets the briefcase out of the way for the year.
Right.
But I love somebody holding on to it for a very long time and always being a threat.
And think about at that point. Okay, so just think about where we are right now. Think about like who the players in Money in the Bank might be. You figure, you know, Sammy, Jinder, if he probably loses, Baron Corbin. These are I guess Harper maybe. These are the people like set.
Yeah,
that will be there. But I have complete faith in SmackDown that by the time Money in the Bank comes around, there's going to be a couple people that we're not even thinking about that are going to be there, and they're going to belong.
Gerv. Love Gerv. Harv's okay. Gerv is the fucking man.
Because you can go, Gerv!
Gerv! So good. No!
Is that what he's saying?
No, he's not saying that. Tidy home?
Okay, so
You want to do some quick hits here to the top? Top there?
Well, just real brief. Randy Orton wins in a no DQ match against Rowan.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And the main event of the evening,
Uh-huh.
the SmackDown Women's Championship, Naomi versus Charlotte.
So good.
Ends in a no contest.
What happened?
Because that little faction that they're building, Tamina,
Natty and Carmella.
Nasty Natty.
Is that what they're calling her?
No.
Is that what we're hoping?
It seems like she's going that way. And then
I can't wink.
Carmella.
Just closed both my eyes. Looked like I fell asleep.
And Carmella, whatever faction that they are, they interrupt the match. So it looks like we're going to start edging Charlotte
Look at
towards
y'all
the
little
big
nexus
side.
over here.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, is it amazing? No, but it's good.
It's a fun storytelling device.
It's a different story than what we've been getting.
Uh-huh.
They're finding a way to maximize, again, the players that they have. And with Lana right around the corner, too, the SmackDown Women's Division is going to, again, continue.
You take whoever you want. We got a strong division. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
God bless SmackDown. All hail Ryan Ward.
And it feels like...
he may have left months ago. I don't know. I don't care.
It feels like the most important two players in the Superstar Shakeup, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte.
God, I'm having a hard time disagreeing with that.
I think...
I can't disagree with that.
Because while I loved the SmackDown Women's Division pre-Charlotte, bringing Charlotte over gives it like this legitimacy. It gives it this air of, man, they just main evented.
Like, this is the place where the most dominant physical female athlete in all of sports entertainment needs to be to excel.
Yeah.
I've proved my dominance over there. I'm here to do it now.
Yeah, and on Raw...
And now I have sympathy. Yay.
Yeah. And on Raw, you have this rising star in Alexa Bliss, who she's must-see.
What?
She's must-see television.
I heard something very different. This is like, Justin!
What did you think I said?
Musty-see. Nathan. I'm just telling you what I heard. I didn't say I was right.
Great.
I was upset. I was upset that you had said that. How dare you?
I would never say such things.
I know. This is why I was upset.
Okay.
Justin, stay good. Stay nice.
All right. So, shall we close it out with a little bit of some of these?
With what? Oh, Jesus.
Hashtag tidbits. Hashtag news. Hashtag Nate. Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Hashtag dirt sheets.
Who's doing this? Stop that!
What? Just a heartbeat away.
How are we going to get popped just for that?
That's why I cut it.
I know you
So we don't.
So
Here's hoping that we don't.
I love shitty entrance themes. Makes me so happy.
I don't even remember. I mean, I remember the dance theme, but I don't remember there being words.
It was quick and it was gone, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he was already in the ring when they came back from commercial. That's why. I didn't... Oh, maybe I should stop touching that there, huh? It wasn't a whole lot. Wow, I feel like it doesn't deserve a whole segment. I got to draw this out. Who's Neil? What's in the goddamn workbox?
It's me, Neil.
Yeah, I know. Now I know. Okay, good. Because man, that was my favorite part of the backstage stuff. Was
Neil?
Who the fuck is Neil?
He was everywhere.
Neil must be busy.
Yeah,
Neil
man.
must be very important. He's got his own workbox.
He's kneeling.
Well, no. Well,
Oh.
Is that kneeling with like a... Never mind. Just verbalizing the... Daniel Bryan is so ready to be a dad.
Yeah.
First of all, he puts out a picture and he says, "Hey guys," to the Usos. "I'm going to be a rapper named Sweet Beats," as he's holding a beat that he's obviously planted, cared for, picked, and now is going to eat. And then somebody made a rap album cover of him going, "Arr," holding beats. And then he's like, "Hey, look, my baby was due yesterday. I'm in my dad gear, ready to go." He's got his little fanny pack on, his shorts. Oh, it's adorable. So Bree's ready to have a baby any single day. First baby, it's going to be like another 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, due dates. They're lies.
Yeah.
And then first one never comes in. Is that going to pop right? Fuck. Never mind. Doesn't matter. So ready to be a dad. Now, you remember, Dash is out from the revival right now.
Right.
Jaw's busted. So he's got a little bit of time. They'll be back summertime. Not too long away. So it's not losing for ever. But they wore a shirt when Kofi's ankle was injured.
Right.
We broke Kofi's ankle. Homage to the old I broke Wahoo's leg shirt. Fantastic. Brilliant. I love Scott Dawson making these stupid shirts.
Yeah.
Kofi made a shirt.
Oh, did he?
He's sitting there in his boot. He's standing there in his boot, shrugging, with a shirt that says, "Karma broke Dash's jaw."
Well
I
done.
love this because you're talking about Rusev. The guys at home, I'm recovering. Man, I'm not gonna be irrelevant. I got shit to do. Karma broke Dash, and I immediately just thought of just Awesome Kong slapping the shit out of Dash because she was Karma there briefly.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were like looking away, like thinking. You're looking away because you can't look at me. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'd like that match. The Rock turns 45. He's only 45. Thought he was older.
And he still isn't eligible for the Hall because he's active still.
Well, I don't know if you remember last time he was there. He's finally he's home.
He's home.
And I don't remember if it was him or Cena, but one of them said something along those lines of, "And this is home, and I'm never leaving because this is home." They're gone. It's fine.
He's gone.
He
He had a match last year at WrestleMania
Did.
against Eric Rowan.
Good for Eric Rowan.
Yeah.
I hope he lives off of that forever.
It goes in the record books.
I faced The Rock at WrestleMania
Dude.
and didn't come out the way I hoped, but
I still want Rock Triple H before he officially hangs him up.
hangs up what? Those tiny little
The
trunks?
boots.
Oh, okay, the boots. This might be a big one.
Yeah.
Adam Cole's a free agent now.
Hmm.
Yeah. NXT has snagged up a ton of people. Like not even like, hey, these are these giant stars and we're stealing them away. Though they did steal Galloway from poor WCPW. Oh, you got a champion? He's ours now. You got another champion? He's ours now. We're taking him. You're gonna make Del Rio your champion? No, you're not. He's not showing up. Del Rio no showed on them again. He was sick.
Okay.
We're at a time when nobody's going to book Del Rio or tolerate his shit anymore.
Good.
And that's rough, man. Because you got people that want to see him and he won't. But I guess does this still fall under the D is life thing?
No.
But it's his own.
It's his own
Can it
D.
be that way?
Like
He be that into his own?
he thinks his D don't stink.
Okay, there's a whole conversation there that we're not going to have on air. And what?
Oh, by the way, I'm glad you didn't go with this for the closer last night.
Oh yes, I put the gifs in there of Shawn Michaels taunting a fan.
Yes.
And I feel sad mentioning this one. X-Pac disappeared for like a day or two.
Right.
It turns out he might have been arrested. Taking an international flight from LAX to the UK, and apparently had some controlled substances on him.
Oh.
And he's made bail and he's out now. But man, all I could think was, well, at least he didn't do the Matt Sydal and get arrested overseas. So well done. Shoot, man, he's looking so good, and X-Pac's looking so good right now.
And he's in good with the company. Like, he's.
It sucks when a demon. When I say demon, I don't mean Kane or Balor. It sucks when a demon pops up, and when you've got such a bright, shiny moment in time, and it's like
It looked like X-Pac.
it looked like he could come back, man.
Not only come back, but like Hall of Fame. Like he could have done that.
Yeah.
I mean, this clearly delays it. Like, all you had to do was toe the line for a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's still sympathy because of it's going to be hard for them to put China in there anytime soon. It'll eventually happen, but X-Pac can kind of ride off that a little bit as a nod, like, yeah, it's coming. But shoot, man, it always stinks. Hopefully, it'll be enough of a scare to pop him back off of that. That stinks. What else did I have there?
DDT Pro.
I'm saving that one.
Oh, okay.
Billy Corgan buys the NWA.
Dig it.
No tape library.
Bummer.
I don't know what he's going to do with it.
Maybe he's just gonna have
build off the legacy.
events. Yeah,
he's built a wrestling organization before.
Yeah, he could have that impact.
I hope he rebuilds the NWA into being bigger.
I hope he gets a television program
than that owl.
Yeah, I would love that.
That would make me happy.
Me too.
And last little tidbit, because we're right up on the top of the hour here. Our favorite overseas organization, DDT Pro.
Yes.
The home of the. I'm gonna mess it up. The heavy metal weights, something other, I forgot. Pro-Am, the 24-hour big monster Rite Aid belt. the home of the most entertaining internet title out there. DDT has announced that they're having a 10-man title. Now, that doesn't mean 10 people. It means 5-on-5 matches.
Okay.
There's no way this doesn't end with the goddamn Power Rangers being champions.
Yes.
Like it's going to be color-coded. And the belts look like they're color-coded, too. There's a red, a blue, a green, I think a black, and a pink. Someone's getting a goddamn pink belt. This all only ends up with Ibushi and 4 invisible wrestlers winning the title. That's the only way I see this. But I'm thinking, me, you, Matt, Keith, Sarah...
Look at us.
Get some belts. We won't make Sarah wear the pink one. We're giving it to Keith. Keith gets pink belt.
I was going to say Matt.
He might take it just to be flamboyant.
Yeah.
It's not beyond him. But, 10-man title. DDT forever proving that there's no thing too silly.
Yeah. And again,
when it comes to their little world, a little area in the world of wrestling.
Again, proving different is always better.
And I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for invisible wrestlers.
I forgot about this. I want to blast through this real quick because NXT, I feel like, is finally coming
It's got back on its feet, man.
Yeah. So just a couple quick notes. Something really pumps me up about Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the way they look at each other. Like, just that fight is going to be awesome when it happens. I can't wait. Drew McIntyre is a man.
Yeah,
he's a fucking man.
He left as a dude. Very impressive. Yeah. The next big thing. Well, no, he wasn't. The chosen one.
He was the chosen one,
and he was young.
Yeah.
And you know what? He went and he got himself. He matured like. Yeah. And he's back. There's a man down there.
Yeah.
And he's gonna hurt some people.
I think this was very important. They're doing a Who is Roderick Strong video series. I don't know how many parts it is, but part 1 was this week. I dig it. He needs it badly.
He's a guy who would definitely benefit from video packaging.
He's a great wrestler, but like we don't know anything about him, and they just kind of throw him out there, and he's been having matches. Let's have some character development. I don't know what it is that I like about him, but I like Kona Reeves. I guess you probably haven't seen the guy yet.
Nope.
And my next note was he's about to get that ass whipped by Aleister Black, and
you think?
Sure enough, he did. The kick is called Black Mass.
Yeah, I was asking about the name of it. It's like, there used to be a time when people were terrified of the Catholic Church, but now they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Good. Cool. Whatever.
There's going to be next week a women's battle royal for the number 1 contender.
How did Asuka react to that?
In a backstage segment, Rigo goes, "Hey, this is what's happening next week." Asuka, and then walks off. Yes.
Well done.
I dig it.
I think she's surpassed the Goldberg streak, man.
Do you think?
I think she's the all-time undefeated.
I know that where I'm at in 98 Nitro, Goldberg is at, I think, 122-0.
Good Lord.
And that's July of 98. So we'll see where that goes. Next note, we've been wondering about this. I guess this is the last note. UK Weekly Show is coming to the network.
Really?
Yes. I don't know how soon. That's pretty much all they gave us was that there is a weekly show coming.
They're looking to stand up right against that Sky Sports thing, the old World of Sport thing they're trying to drum back up.
I'm pretty excited.
WWE's got production ready to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Us first.
Because Gallagher showed up on NXT.
Yeah.
Which means maybe they're not constraining him just to 205 Live and the Cruisers. They're going to use him on the UK show. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Very good.
Man, oh man. Again, dude.
That's what we do.
Every week, we're like,
Did anything even happen this week?
No chance we're going to be able to fill 2 hours.
No chance in
Hades.
Or is it, the clubhouse?
And it's not so sweaty in here today. And Braun pooped.
Well, I have pants.
You okay? What's the matter?
Watching the camera, seeing how fat I can get my neck. Sorry. Don't let me.
Fredo, why would you call me while I was on the air, by the way? And not call on air.
If you dig us, you dig what we're doing, consider heading over to patreon.com/radiofreeradio, updating your credit card information, and sending us a buck, man. Lets us do things like, buy hydraulic presses, because that's what we do now.
Oh, dude. Press them out of the garage. Yes.
Yeah, whatever order gets both of them done, because they both need done.
It's true.
You get our undying adulation, and we love you very much.
Undulating?
Sure, whatever. That's all I do. That's just me moving. It's like a jellyfish rolling around.
You undulate.
Good lord. He's hashtag Wrestlepal Justin. You need to get a hold of him at the Hulkster on Twitter. If you need to get a hold of me, I'm hashtag Wrestlepal Nate. There, I like that better, actually. I'm cool with Spooky Fingers at the Nate Project on Twitter. Or if you don't feel like throwing any at mentions in there, just put the hashtag Wrestlepals.
I'll find it.
He'll find it. He finds it. It's what he does. It's what he does. He'll find it. He'll like it. He'll love you.
Yes.
That's how it works. All right. I think you got a phone call you got to make.
Yes, apparently.
So I guess we better get out of here. Hey, everybody. For those goddamn hashtag Wrestlepals.
I lost my keys and my little dog is bone. So I pick him up and I'm gonna carry home. But he a mean dog, bit me in the spare rib. And I'll take him home, put him in the baby crib. Yeah, I don't know the words, AJ Styles. You know who you are? You're phenomenal. Phenomenal.